This current environment we're all living in um, is very dangerous, even just for social media and any posting at all. I find I try to do the best I can when posting online. Sometimes I think it's a robot, but it's actually a real person later down the line, and so things get miscommunicated, very easily miscommunicated. One person said this video on YouTube is a independent media video, and they said, "Oh, this is so not OP," and I immediately thought overpowered, or so they were insulting the person by saying this is so weak. And I was a very big fan of the current I'm being very careful with my words, so I have to think what exactly I want to say, but let's just call it independent media presenter. There. Um, I don't want to give any names out, but I immediately thought they were a troll because, but maybe they meant they weren't the original poster instead of overpowered. And I can see how that is all very confusing because in video games and role-playing games, which I play a lot of, OP means, oh, that monster is so OP, or that character is so OP, yeah, just amazing. You know, that character has the best armor, the best qualities, and everything is just OP. And so I thought immediately that, but I didn't understand. I thought it was an insult. It ended up being something different, a miscommunication, misunderstanding, and I immediately thought it was a bot. And so I said, "Oh, ignore that person. They're a bot or AI agent or someone who just wants to troll around and cause chaos." Um, and then they started fighting back with me, and they didn't. I thought they were being goofy because they started attacking me, and so it made it seem like they're definitely a bot. They're definitely out there to just attack. So I ended up attacking back, and this is a thing where, yes, think before you post, right? But the moment you even doing sarcasm online is probably should be avoided, even if it is funny or goofy. We live in a world where everyone is, not everyone, but a lot of people are taking things very personally, even if it's not meant to be personally. With the dangers of assassinations and the dangers of people's lives being threatened, it's almost like we have to be politically correct, even though our current administration doesn't like being politically correct. So, okay, it's really hard to wrap it's hard to wrap my head around that. How do you calm down the fire or the dangers when the current administration is encouraging it? They are constantly encouraging it by saying, these are bad people, these are bad people, all of these people are bad. So we need to kick them out of the country. We need to do this. We need to do everything to stop them from speaking. Um, how is that calming down? Especially since more than 60% of the people in this country do not approve of what's going on right now. So I just want to say, yes, we need to take time, apologize if we make a mistake online, try to treat everyone with respect if we can, but there are people that are always going to be hateful. That's just how they are, and nothing you can say to them. So maybe the best thing is to ignore potential hate speech instead of making fun of it or being goofy with it or just having fun with it, because maybe they didn't mean to do something hateful. Maybe they just used the wrong phrase, or they used the phrase they meant to phrase, but got misinterpreted because OP, to me, is a video game reference for powerful, great, amazing. And to them, it might have just meant original poster. So these are things we should all think about carefully, as well as me. I mean, all of us. I want to try to help. I don't want to tell people what to do. Everyone's going to do whatever they want to do. But if you're interested, I should have said this at the first, but if you're interested in my goals of how to learn to speak with people online and sometimes in real life, I'm more of a video game person and I tend to stay indoors. As you can see, I barely see sun, and where I live, there's hardly any sun, so it's not like going outdoors here is going to give me any suntan. And besides, I probably peel like crazy. But, I mean, these are all things I would like to share with people, and if you're interested as well as learning how to communicate in a peaceful manner, a way to rebuild society after this world readjusts to itself. I fear for the alpha generation because they're going to have to deal with things I never had to deal with, ever. And the next generations after that. And I do have a strong opinion about why did we call this current youthful generation alpha. That's just going to make every other generation seem less than. They're the alpha generation. They'll always seem better than the rest. But that's just me being goofy. Okay. Take care. Try to be the best you can with everybody. And just like me, we're all wanting the best for everybody, even if we sometimes wish certain people wouldn't be so horrible. Because I grew up Mormon. I loved the teachings of Christ. I believed he was a great man. And I cannot imagine Christ accepting anything that's happening right now as a good thing. I just can't. I'm no longer Mormon. Well, technically I am. I'm still in their registry. But I don't practice Mormonism. I practice decency that I've learned as best as I can.